According to the Center of Science and Public Interest, obesity rates in adults have doubled, in children they've tripled, and in adolescents ages 2 through 4 they've quadrupled. Also, unhealthy diet has contributed to 678,000 deaths each year. However, we learn early on that children are the future and it takes a village to raise a child. If that's the case, then we failed as a village. I feel a sense of failure myself because of my sister's eating habits. She's a very picky eater, much pickier than me and my sisters were at that age. And when she doesn't like something, she doesn't eat it. So a lot of the nutrients that she needs, she's not getting. And it's frightening because of how closely related the two um, the two subjects, health and success, are measured. I've come to realize that parents are not preparing plates like they used to. Um, Instead of filling it with nutritions or nutrients that the children need, they substitute them for empty carbs because children don't like it. We as college students are no better because as soon as we don't like anything in the caf, we run straight for Chick-fil-A with our bonus points. And I'm flawed at that too because I will go to Chick-fil-A for fries all the time. So in order to solve this problem of non nutritious eating, we have to redeem ourselves as a village. We are slowly killing kids off with over processed, over salted, and over sugar food. In order to alleviate this, we have to implement community food education initiatives in every community, even if it's that we're far away from home, like here at Princess Anne. In order to do this, we're going to have to understand what community food education is, the benefits, and understand what's stopping us from becoming success stories from this, which will also promote community involvement. So let's begin on talking about what is the Community Food Education Initiative. So to begin, this initiative is ultimately a means of bringing the community together, which is us what we need building stronger villages. The goals of community food education is different depending on what organization it's part of. There's one called Just Food. There's another one called the Island Grown Initiative, and they're all basically food education programs. So by using Island Grown Initiative, their goals are things such as educating families and young children about healthy eating, um, providing gardens so that there's always a stable and sustainable, healthy food bank for the underprivileged, access to food for those that cannot get it, um, reducing the food waste by promoting companies to donate what they don't use throughout the week. The benefits of the Food Education Initiative are that they promote community supported agriculture, which also the gardens that are grown, those promote better quality of air and soil. So now let's talk about, now that we know why or the benefits of community food education, let's talk about what's holding us back or what do we have to do to be a success story of community food education. So anything that promotes anything positive, it's going to take sacrifice. So, in this sense, parents are going to have to sacrifice their time, efficiency, and comfort. So, time, as in, we're going to have to make more time to cook for children. We're going to have to make more time to educate them about what certain foods are and how they benefit the body, and how McDonald's is only slowly and slowly making your performance in school bad, as well as your overall feel. Efficiency. We have to stop running to fast food joints whenever kids get hungry because then they're only going to expect it. And instead of getting rewarded with fast food, they'll feel like they're being punished for having by having healthy foods, which is not good. Comfort. We as adults are going to have to change our comfort because even though we're adults and we're not children, this still affects us as much as it affects kids because we are still part of that statistic of obesity rates. Also, and we need to be role models for what healthy eating looks like. Kids are only going to reach out for what is shown to them, and if only McDonald's and Burger King is what's promoted, that's all they'll reach for. All right, let's talk about um, who is who's in the way. So what's stopping us? So it can be said that fast food is a part of childhood, which is why a lot of people don't really think community involvement in food education is important because these are just children. You know, you have to eat food, you have to get the stomach ache, you have to get cavities, so you're scared of the dentist. But if there's an increased rate in minorities having children at teenage years, then there's more parents that aren't educated enough to sustain healthy living environments or healthy dietary needs for those children. This is where the community steps in. So if you don't know how to cook a healthy meal, there's someone that does, and you can always get help. Also, there are parents that don't understand the side effects or the severities and the consequences of consuming fast food too much. So, personally, I don't think this is a dictatorship over food. This is supposed to be that we as a community need to understand that fast food is never going to go anywhere anytime soon. But we have the choice to let children know that this is not the only type of food there is. You can get sustenance from other places. All right, so finally, now that you guys know um, what community food education is, the benefits, what we have to give up to get it, and um, the sacrifices that we're going to have to make, now you can better understand um, why we need it so badly. So, in summation, community food education is making foods relationship with health and a learning experience for everyone. And it's only going to get better if we push through, and we are supposed to be role models for our community. It doesn't make sense to lose anybody over something as simple as what you eat.